Hey Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we are taking a look at Lemmy from the greatest hard rock band of all time, Motörhead. This is a Father's Day gift that came in not a minute too soon because I'm running out of stuff. We're getting ready to go on vacation and I don't want to buy stuff just to buy it to review because there's a ton of stuff getting ready to hit in the next couple of months. So I was a little dry. So Lemmy came in just the right time. Motörhead, like I said, the greatest hard rock band of all time. I have a Lemmy story that I'll tell you as we take a look at this. So beautiful. You can tell how old this one is from the slipcover. But that slipcover looks great. It's got this great sort of leather texture to it, but with the metallic look in the grain. And then, of course, the Motörhead with the umlaut over the second O. Contents, one figure with accessories. Oh, well, that really clears it up. I noticed towards the end of the slipcovers, they get a little looser on here, which was nice because sometimes there would be like a vacuum effect where it was difficult to get the figure out. Not so anymore, but also doesn't matter anymore. So this is, the first Lemmy they put up was the Lemmy I wanted. I'm sure man, look at those mirrored sunglasses. Holy cow. I'm sure there are other looks they could tempt me with, but if I'm going to have one, this is the one that I want to have. So, let's see. Everything louder than everything else. Look at that. This is Ace of Spades era. You know what? No, because he doesn't look like this on the front of the album. I just listened to the album. Anyway, let's open it up and I'll tell you my story. So I used to work at a club in Atlanta called the Masquerade. I worked there from 1996 to about 1998, like till almost 1998. Maybe a couple of dates into 1998. And Motörhead played there while I was there. Oh, look at that. That is, I don't know if that's going to be my thumbnail background or if I'm going to use something on the slipcover. Good images here, though. I dig them. So Motörhead was playing there. I was security at the time. I was not yet head of security. And I was still doing less important duties, we'll say. So the manager, Barbie, yes, Barbie, comes up to me the day of the Motörhead show and tells me that Motörhead is there and that Lemmy's boots need to be resoled. This is not a concept I was familiar with at all. I didn't even know you could resole shoes because, I'd never worn anything but like sneakers or, dress shoes for Sunday or whatever in my life. The concept of having shoes resoled when they wore out was completely foreign to me. So I said, oh, wow, Lemmy's boots need to be resoled. That's an important job. That's really cool. I can handle that. So she gave me the address of I guess cobbler would be the word, right? I think it was just a shoe repair shop, but that's a cobbler, right? And I hopped in my truck and I drove a pretty decent ways away and dropped his shoes off. This was in the morning. And then I think somebody else ended up getting them because I didn't get to actually give them to Lemmy. But Barbie hands me his boots. And I just hadn't ever paid any attention to what kind of shoes Lemmy wears. I at that point in my life, to be honest, I wasn't even as familiar with Motörhead. Like, I knew Motörhead, don't get me wrong. I knew Ace of Spades, but I had more of a general knowledge of Motörhead. I certainly hadn't ever checked out Lemmy's boots. So Barbie hands me a bag, and they're these little white, like disco zip-up boots. And I was like, what? Again, general knowledge of Motörhead, like MTV level knowledge of Motörhead. So I was like, all right, well, whatever. I take them to the place, drop them off, and when I get back, so obviously Motörhead had arrived when I was given the boots. When I got back, they were out of the dressing room, and they were at this, like, pre-show party in the bar portion of the club. There are 3 levels to the Masquerade in Atlanta, or to the old Masquerade in Atlanta. There was Heaven, where the bands played. There was Hell, which was the dance club. And then there was Purgatory, which was the bar. Now, over the years, those things changed a little bit. But at the time, that was the case. So, Motörhead were in Purgatory singing along to Motörhead. They were playing Motörhead on the in the bar, and Lemmy was sitting at the bar drinking, singing along to his own songs, and it was incredible. What an experience! And there were a bunch. It was some kind of like radio station promotion. People had won passes to be part of the Motörhead pre-show party, something along those lines. So I hung out in there for a minute, but I had stuff to do. Like, I couldn't just stay in there as much as I wanted to, because I was at work. And then later that night, I ended up working. I think I was just roaming. There were several different positions when you were working there. You might work the front door checking IDs. You might work security in one of the other levels, whatever. But I was roaming that night. And I want to say I was even assigned to Hell. So I kind of had to sneak upstairs every once in a while just to see Motörhead. But I did. And I couldn't believe how short Lemmy was, because he sounds like a giant. And he's not, the tallest guy in the world. And his boots were like this big. I mean, they were like size 7 or something. I don't know if that's a fact, but they were very, very small. So anyway, that's most of that. Well, it's pretty much all of my Motörhead story. Maybe not the best one ever, but hey, have you ever taken Lemmy's boots to be resold? I bet you haven't. So here we go. Look at that shirt. I just love the soft goods shirts on Super 7 figures. Because, well, we'll zoom it on in. No Velcro on the back, just works like a t-shirt, fits like a t-shirt, looks great. Nice screen print on there. This is how I like my soft goods. And you can see torso articulation. You've got a nice rotation on that joint there. I'm not going to bother taking the shirt off, because why would I? Articulation wise, standard Super 7. Oh, I hate those tight shoulder joints so much. I'm going to heat that up before I move it any further out. You got a bicep swivel. You got an elbow that is going to need to get a... Yeah, it's got a little more than a 90-degree bend there. Ooh, listen to that. Scary. Ooh. So yeah, he's got a little more bend than a typical Super 7. I got the tattoo on there. Could be a little more faded. I know I talk about tattoos a lot for some reason. Could be a little more faded. It does have that drawn-on Sharpie look. I don't love it. And then on the other side, let's check out this shoulder. That's about all we're getting out of that one right now. And that bicep, ooh, that doesn't want to swivel at all. I'm going to heat that up before I do anything with that. And you'll notice this is just longer, and it's to get that deeper bend, because he's got to be able to hold that guitar correctly. So the normal almost 90 degrees Super 7 bend would not be working. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit a little pause here and just heat this whole figure up, and then we'll proceed. All right, I heated him on high, hit with a hairdryer on high for about a minute. I would recommend when you move this elbow joint, because the peg is going to go up in here, and this disc is a different shape from how they usually do things. So you're going to be sure you keep that stable. Shoulder. That may be about all the range we get out of that thing. And then this one. Ooh, that still doesn't want to turn. Let's try that elbow. There we go. Okay, so our elbow's good. Torso. Oh, look at that belly hair. What a nice detail. Oh, all the way up to the chest. Look at that. Ha, that's funny. Great detail. He's got his bullet belt, and that is glued in place, which is fine by me. I don't need that thing slipping all over the place. Oh, he's nice and warm now, so the head just popped right off. And then we've got standard Super 7 hips. And his knees, not a ton of bend in the knees. Can't get quite a 90 degree out of that, but I don't need Lemmy to sit down. Here's the Lemmy that would be tempting to me. They've got another one coming out. I mean, it's great, but it's just not. I got a pretty decent range considering the bottoms on those jeans. His little boots have a pretty decent range on them, and they're standard modern ankle articulation. They've got another Lemmy coming out that looks great. He's wearing jeans. But the one that would tempt me, not even tempt me, the one that I would have to buy in addition to this one, if it came up, Lemmy in little Daisy Dukes cut-off jean shorts at a pinball machine. Look that picture up. It's incredible. It is just proof that he is the ultimate badass. I would have to get that Lemmy. Oh, man, that bicep does not want to turn. I might heat that up a little bit more even later, but we're going to go ahead and finish this review up. So, portrait. Looks fantastic. It's got a little wart action going on here. Obviously, you have to have those features for this to be an accurate Lemmy. Eyes look great, great piercing eyes, but guess what? This is the last time I'm going to see those eyes because, to me, well, we'll look at the other one real quick. So we've got kind of a snarling face, which is also really cool, looks good, I like it, but come on. This is it. Look at those chromed out aviators. That's just killer. That one's going on right now. That's the look I have to have. And the smart thing they did here, because his hair gets in the way of him sort of looking up the way he needs to, which I'll explain in a second. Well, I'll explain right now. He needs to be able to look up. I wonder if this is sculpted any differently. Okay. Well, yeah, and you know what? I don't know if he'd be wearing his shades. Let's see. Because he positioned his microphone in a very specific way, and they've got it accurate. But the figure needs to be able to sing into it. Yep. Okay. So they did account for that. That head, the hair is sculpted hanging differently, and that head is positioned with him looking up. So he can sing up into that microphone, which honestly, I don't know the microphone's even high enough. Yeah, that's about right. That's about where it should be. I know you can't see right now, but it's level with his feet. That's about the right spot. So let's take a look at that accessory. So maybe I won't have him with the sunglasses on. Nice little mic on there. Not removable, doesn't need to be. No articulation on the mic stand, which I don't need it. I get where somebody might be like, oh, I wish it was there, but I don't need it at all. And then the wire, I like the wire detail. Yeah, it just kind of cuts off to nowhere right here, but what do you need? Another foot just to sit on your shelf? That doesn't seem necessary to me. So you can just kind of sit this down at the bottom, and I think that's fine. So mic stand looks great. Got, of course, a huge assortment of hands. We've got some very different hands from what we've seen before. We have got, well, first of all, he's got all his rings, which is great. And they've got a nice shine to them. Got the middle finger, which makes me want a Johnny Cash figure from Super 7. Got the hand holding the guitar pick. You've got... I need to stop saying you've got. That bothers me when I do that. There are contained within a couple of C-grips, up-down C-grips. A left-handed side-to-side C-grip. A couple of fists for punching, which does seem appropriate. And then the cigarette hand, which appropriately grasp. Kids, smoking is bad for you. Do not smoke. Smoking is for dum-dums, unless you're Lemmy, in which case he gets a pass. But that's it. Lemmy is literally the only person. Well, Lemmy's not around anymore. So nobody on the planet should be smoking, period. I do not know what kind of guitar this is modeled after. Tell me in the comments. I know nothing about guitars. But it's got the Born to Lose Out to Lunch written on there, the stars, the Iron Cross. And, okay, good. The strap is pushed onto these pegs and moves freely. So be careful with it, but I'm not worried about it like ripping off or anything. Looks great. And then finally, as far as I'm concerned, the centerpiece, a bottle not of Jack Daniels, but clearly modeled after that, but Motörhead England beverage, adult beverage. Motörhead England adult beverage. It is going to be really difficult for me to decide what to give this guy, and I almost want a second one because I want to have this head with just the adult beverage and the smoke, and then this one actually playing. Oh, this is a tough call, and maybe this is where the other Lemmy comes into play, because I'm sure he comes with pretty much the same accessories. Ooh, this is where they get you. This is where Super 7 gets you. And I don't even know what I want to put in the thumbnail, because he's going to look awesome playing the guitar, but in the thumbnail, what's going to draw people's attention? Well, the cigarette and the whiskey. Woo! I love this figure. You guys know, I love Super 7. Well, let's get him playing the guitar, because I do just want to show that he can. Well, if he can. I don't know. I hadn't done it yet. I do want to show if he can play the guitar properly, because obviously that's the most important thing he should be able to do. I don't love the fact that it's just a C-grip. Oh, you know what? That's not... Look at this. Okay, so this is a smaller C-grip for the bottle. Right there. This C-grip is a little more open for the guitar neck. So we will put that there, just slide that under his hair, and that'll help keep that sort of in place. To be honest, the strap might be a little long, but better too long than too short. I don't want him looking like Les Claypool up here, which, I mean, Les Claypool was awesome, but Lemmy shouldn't be playing like that. I can't honestly tell you how, I don't know off the top of my head how he holds his guitar when he plays. I'm going to have to go look at some pictures or watch some video or something. But you can see this is, a lower stance. You got plenty of play on the guitar strap here to kind of mess around with. Which, again, better for it to be too long than too short. And you'll really control the angle and height of it with his arms. I mean, anyway, this is just going to be sitting here. So there you go. He can hold. You can move it up or down. Like with the way the arms are articulated, you've got more play with how he holds the guitar. And then there we go. Then the mic will go right there. And that looks pretty dark. Oh, sorry. You're out of frame. I'm sitting here trying to get it look right from the side. That looks pretty good. So there he is, the legendary leader of Motörhead, a true rock and roll god in action figure form. There are reaction Lemmys out there as well, and if you just want to spend like $20 to have a Lemmy for yourself, then that I totally understand. That's all you need. But I needed this ultimate, and I am thrilled to own it. It looks absolutely incredible, and I don't know how I'm going to put it on the shelf. This is the obvious choice, but I don't know. I don't know. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. Go listen to some Motörhead, and until next time, buy what you like.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.